preschool. So the saint of the week this week is Saint Francis of Assisi. So Francis, if you can see the picture, is here in this long garment and like a monk's garment, and then there's animals everywhere. He's known as being one of the saints that is like a patron saint of animals and supposedly could talk to animals. But let's talk about his story first. So before he was a saint, so Francis came from a place, an Italian town called Assisi, and he was very rich. He had lots of money. He liked to use his money and lots of parties and buy stuff and have lots of fun all the time. But he always, in his heart, had this pull for helping the poor and paying attention to the poor. So at one point, he went on a pilgrimage to Rome and visited the tomb of St. Peter. When he got there, he noticed that no one had left money on the tomb of St. Peter, which was a tradition that they did. So what he did, being rich and having a lot of money, he took all the money that he had with him and left it. And then he sat there and watched. And he noticed he wanted to be more involved. So he exchanged his clothes. He had all his, rich, nice clothes. And he found a beggar, a poor person who lived on the streets. And he gave them his clothes, and he took their clothes, and he sat in front of the tomb wearing the beggar's clothes and fasting. So a short time later, he was praying and gazing at the crucifix, and he heard a voice that he believed to be God. And it told him, "Francis, rebuild my church." So Francis believed that that was God talking to him, and that his job was not just to rebuild that one church, but to rebuild the whole Catholic Church and help. So he helped guide the Catholic Church to be a church that is based on merciful works, so doing good things for others, being kind, those kinds of things. So he is credited with helping make our church more, have a merciful base, and a church that's based on honor and respect and loving everyone you meet. And he made that his goal, to love everyone that he meets, whether they're a beggar or a king or rich or poor or nice or not nice. So that is what he did, and he then started the order of the Franciscan nuns and brothers. So he also created the first living monument to the birth of Jesus, which became the nativity, the crutch for the nativity and stuff. So that is Saint Francis of Assisi. They said that he was able to talk to animals and could understand them. He's the patron saint of ecologists and of Catholic action. Okay, so when you do our prayer this week, I want you to say Saint Francis of Assisi. Bye.